Please welcome the game director of Bethesda Game Studios, Todd Howard.
Watch this, a news release. The legendary series you missed for years comes back, get ready for some action. Get a couple bucks in here, smoke scripts right there. The fans fix it anyway, so we don't care. They'll patch it through microtransactions. So enjoy your pretty nylon bag. Oh, and boy, stop shitting on our swag. You're not getting any money back. You knew this was a one-way wacky track. Just shut up and have your nylon bag. Coming up with Amos real drag. Overseas will drink the two won't take, so you're not getting your money back. It just works, see the lifestyle. It shows people why money flows. It just works. It just works, overpriced, open words, earnings rise, take my word. It just works. It just works. It just works. It just works. Cutting edge as far as I can tell. The creation engine changed it very well. We're not planning on doing anything about it. Skyrim's a limit, don't deny it. See this mountain, you can't buy it. In the DSC for the price of a real mountain. What's wrong with the train in place of your head? Come on, believe me, you see nothing yet. The battle spaceship with the dragon animation will become a new sensation on the internet. Just shut up, give us your every dime. Buying an armored horse, not a crime. Ideas can either shadow me will last or will start on one more time at time. It just works, little lifestyle. It shows people why money flows. It just works. It just works, overpriced, open worlds, earnings rise, take my word. It just works. It just works, it just works.
We don't want your endless sheet. It's just something we need. See the blues and use the shine. Profits making our sleep. We don't want your endless sheet. It's just something we need. See the blues and use the shine. Profits making our
Now listen up. Welcome to the place washed by E-like waves. There's 2.5 peasants with the same ugly face. You're not into small towns, check out big-ass planes. 50 times the size of Skyrim, twice as many boneless caves. You see, we at Bethesda know exactly what you want. Hardcore gamers inspired us to improve shopping a lot. Now we stock what must be bought for an actual 10 spot. And saving now is a pay bond for just 20 a slot. You're never getting bored with infinite quests. There's every vagabond to put you to the test. Maybe richly awarded with infinite chests full of rusty swords and used pregnancy tests. We got rid of skill trees, they were old and lame. We need a leveling system and a role-playing game. We can slash and kill and save one more nation. No more levels, same skills, only degradation. It just works, little lifestyle. It shows people why money flows. It just works. It just works, overpriced, open worlds, earnings rise, take my word. It just works, little lies, stunning shows, people buy, money flows. It just works,
Please welcome the game director of Bethesda Game Studios, Todd Howard.
Watch this, a newest release. The legendary series you missed for years comes back, get ready for some action. Get a couple bucks in here, smoke scripts right there. The fans fix it anyway, so we don't care. They'll patch it through microtransactions. So enjoy your pretty nylon bag. Oh, and boy, stop shitting on our swag. You're not getting any money back. You knew this was a one-way wacky track. Dish it up and have your nylon bag. Coming up with it was real drag. Overseas was drink the two won't take, so you're not getting your money back. It just works, it'll last on. It shows people buy money flows. It just works. It just works, overpriced, open words, earnings rise, take my word. It just works. It just works. It just works. It just works. Our tech is cutting edge as far as I can tell. The creation engine aged very well. We're not planning on doing anything about it. Skyrim's a limit, don't deny it. See this mountain, you can't buy it. In the DSC for the price of a real mountain. What's wrong with the train in place of your head? Come on, believe me, you see nothing yet. The battle spaceship with the dragon animation will become a new sensation on the internet. Just shut up, give us your every dime. Buying an armored horse, not a crime. Ideas can either shine or they will last. So we'll start one more time at time. It just works, little life-stunning shows people buy money flows. It just works. It just works, overpriced, open worlds, earnings rise, take my word. It just works. It just works. It just works.
We don't want your endless sheet. We just love the game we need. See the blues and use the shine. Profits making our sleep. We don't want your endless sheet. We just love the game we need. See the blues and use the shine. Profits making our
Now listen up. Welcome to the place washed by E-like waves. There's 2.5 peasants with the same ugly face. You're not into small towns, check out big-ass planes. 50 times the size of Skyrim, spice is many bonus caves. You see, we at Bethesda know exactly what you want. Hardcore gamers inspired us to improve shopping a lot. Now we stock that must be bought for an actual 10 spot. And saving now is a pay bond for just 20 a slot. You're never getting bored with infinite quests. There's every vagabond to put you to the test. To be richly awarded with infinite chests full of rusty swords and use pregnancy tests. We got rid of skill trees, they were old and lame. We need a leveling system and a role-playing game. We can just slash and kill and save one more nation. No more levels and skills, only degradation. It just works, little life-stunning shows people buy money flows. It just works. It just works, overpriced, open worlds, earnings rise, take my word. It just works, little lies, stunning shows people buy money flows. It just works. 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 It just works.
Alrighty, enough of the song here. Let's get right fucking into it, shall we? There we go. I've been looking forward to this all fucking week. All fucking week. Oh man, I'm so glad that I waited to do this show now that Starfield is out. And it's getting trashed on like crazy, and I'm glad that it is. Let's see. Okie doke. Let's get right into it. Tonight on the ScurvyRum show, the main headline, Gaming in 2023. Laughing my ass off. Our first video of the night, Starfield starts gaming's biggest woke controversy ever, by the quartering. Ugh. Our second video, the saltiest Armored Core 6 reviews by Manic the Manic Mechanic. And our third video is called Modern Gaming by Self-Deficient. And for our regular cancellation, it's, well, Bethesda. It's so fitting. Yes, Stir-furled. So, chat and Cashapp messages will be read between each stream. Actually, hold on. Allow me to do this little poll here. I know there's not many people watching right now. For slow mode, would you prefer the current timer, 20 seconds, or to change it to something else? 10 seconds to 10 seconds. Hold on, I'm just writing a little poll here real quick. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. Starfield is the best game ever, Pony. Alrighty, so let's start this poll. I will end the poll a little bit later. Probably as the stream. Alrighty, 10 seconds. It's already going down. I'm just gonna leave the poll here for now. Anyways, let's get back here. I'm just gonna get the tab going. Okie dokie. Let's start. But first, as always, I got like a little flask of Bacardi left, and I have like a new bottle ready to be opened. So there we go. Damn, this kind of tasting like water. What the fuck? I barely feel it. Anyways. So, Starfield is out. I would make this a highlight, but I don't really feel like it. I already have a video of a VOD of a similar topic here on the channel. But Starfield's out. And everybody's happy. It's totally not like the song I played at the start of the stream is true or anything about the game. Who needs a leveling system in a role-playing game, am I right? I mean, there is levels in it, but and I bet there's not really a skill tree. I bet there's not really a lot of things that make it an RPG. I also bet that you know, there's a lot of woke bullshit in it, too. I bet that. I mean, that's certainly a focus of the stream tonight is, well, Starfield. Now, when it comes to this game, I was actually looking forward to it. I remember seeing it back in, like, E3 2018. It was the same one where they announced Elder Scrolls 6 and Doom Eternal. I remember it like it was yesterday. Like, the idea of like an RPG in, like, a sci-fi space setting sounded really cool to me. And the fact that, you'd be able to explore, planets and shit. Only other game that was really out at that time that could do that was No Man's Sky, and that shit still sucks ass, kind of. I know it got like that massive patch, but I don't know when, and I don't really care. But the other game like it at the time was No Man's Sky. And so I thought, it's like, hey, Bethesda can actually make something good here. This is before I learned about a lot of the shitty things that they like to do in their games. And this is also the same E3 where they announced Fallout 76. Good lord. Good fucking lord. That game was an unmitigated disaster. Internet Historian has a really good video on it. You could watch that once you're done with the stream here. But let's see, going back to Starfield. Even the initial gameplay, it did have me a little bit worried. I was like, it looks okay. I don't know why the weapons look so generic. They could have done a lot more with the sci-fi theme and not just like Fallout in space. But I don't think it's gonna look too bad. And then the game came out. And then the game came out. And I was like, I'm not gonna touch this game with not a 10-foot pole, not a 24-foot pole, not even a 50-foot pole, but 1,000-foot pole. I don't want to fucking touch this game at all. It looks horrendous. It looks boring, and the fact that you're forced to do the pronoun shit, that's just the cherry on top of the shit sundae. And so literally, when it comes to gaming in 2023, if you're going to look at like the big three, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, I mean, all three of them hate you. Let's be real. All three of these companies, they hate the consumer. However, out of all of them, the Nintendo devs at least have respect for the player. I'm talking about like the EAD department and a few of the others. I'm not talking about like subsidiaries like Game Freak. Though HAL Laboratories, they respect the player base of Kirby. Let's be real, it's just Kirby. Fuck Game Freak, by the way. But basically, for the most part, you're not gonna go wrong with a modern Nintendo game. Tears of the Kingdom, I'm not much of a Zelda fan, but I hear raving reviews about Tears of the Kingdom. Manic, the Manic Mechanic, shout out to him, made a review of it. So you could watch that as well. But what's another highlight? From a third-party dev? Armored Core 6, baby! My goodness. I've watched Chaz play it on stream. I've seen Grey Ghost play the game when I was in a live stream from Frost of the Warband. Shout out to him. Pretty cool dude. But my goodness, Armored Core 6, it looks fucking amazing. And I hear really good things about it. And no, it's not just, from what I hear, it's not just Robot Dark Souls. Once again, the game looks inspired. It looks like interesting and I hear it's fun. It's shocking. It's almost like video games are supposed to be fun. And not microtransaction, current day bullshit. Armored Core 6, it's gameplay first. Very much is gameplay first. Now, I'm doing a little bit of spec inspection to see if I could actually play Armored Core 6, which it seems like I can. Seems like my computer can handle it. I probably would just turn down the graphic settings a little bit, if I can. But yeah, it's a game that actually looks fun. And there are still some there are still some games in the current era that look fun or are fun. I mean, if you haven't heard me spurg about Mario Wonder yet, here, I'm actually just gonna pull up a quick image of that. I didn't think I'd be talking about Mario Wonder tonight. If it will pull. Yep, okie doke. There we go. Mario Wonder also looks like a really good game. It might be my game of the year this year. Like, y'all gotta go watch the fucking Nintendo Direct of that game. I mean, it's doing a lot of cool things. A lot of cool things. It's inspired. That's a shocker that Starfield doesn't understand. This doesn't look anything inspired. Maybe at one point it was. But compared to this, nah. Also, this and this are equivalent to each other in terms of inspiration. They're both pretty, inspired games. Armored Core is mecha and Mario Wonder is a 2D platformer. Oh yeah, before we get on to our first video of the night, I just want to say, like, every time I see gameplay of Armored Core 3, it's like, holy shit, it's that one scene from End of Evangelion, where Unit 2 is, like, fighting against, like, the fucking Japanese military. So there's that. Alrighty. So that was the end of that little preamble. Let's take a look. Alright, hold on. Let's actually open the... Hold on. I actually have a funny little image. We're going to continue this segment just a little bit. I found a funny little thing. Oh, now the alcohol's finally kicking in. Might as well just finish the rest of this little flask off. Okay. You have like this little 4chan screen cap here. So, apparently, Starfield has 6 million players. And not just 6 million in sales. It's like, oh wow, there's 6 million players, guys. So, for all into the Starfield, enter space for the first time. So 1,680,000 haven't even left the first planet. One small step. Join Constellation. 33 million haven't properly started the campaign by joining Constellation. What is going on here? These stats don't seem accurate. Something's up here. Something is fucking up. Todd Howard. God damn it, Todd. God damn it. Alrighty. So, let's see. Check the chat, chud. I am, Sam, I am. Let's get back here while I read the chat. It's the game of the generation, Pony Chud. It's totally different from Fallout 4. Every position of power in Starfield is held by women, and they're all weird, flat characters. And if you expose them for corruption, literally nothing happens. Bro, what? What in the actual fuck? Bro, that sounds stupid. No, wait, I know why. Women can do no wrong. No Chud Sky is bad despite Beijing, the objectively better game, Pony. Man, what Sheffo means by pony is, like, apparently Xbox retards like to use that word, pony, when describing, like, PlayStation. Sony's, you're riding on Sony's dick or whatever, console wars are so fucking stupid. They're so fucking stupid. Alrighty, I'm caught up on chat. let's take a look here at the first video. So, just to let you know, I don't like the quartering. I think he's not as bad as old Tim Pool. By the way, go watch my Scurvy shitlist video on Tim Pool. It's a good video. I recommend it. There's more Chud. Oh, god damn it. Yeah. I mean, I did read your comment, Chefo. You need to shut the fuck up, Marty. Anyways, but let's start with the video here. Oh wait, first, gotta crack open this new seal. There we go. Fresh thing of rum tonight. I did read them out loud. Like you must have been gone or something, because I did read them. Bro, look at this shit right here. What the fuck is that? Bro, what the fuck are those eyes? Bro, what the fuck? That is so... so stupid. That's a funny thing. Asmongold's eyes look exactly like that. Fuck him, by the way, as well. I don't like him. After No Chud Sky, there's more. I don't know. I'm not seeing it on my end. Here, let me refresh. Let me actually take a look at let me actually take a look at the stream on my end. No, there's not more chats. Sorry, my guy. Let's continue. What the fuck is that?
Firefight breaks out. Everyone on board is gonna join in just for fun. You understand? Don't have time for you. Get lost.
Bro, they're the fucking same NPC. Thousand cock stare. Bro, my thoughts exactly. Wait, there was like a funny Steam review I saw on the Chronic Discord server earlier. It's like, are white men extinct? Now keep in mind, Scurvy doesn't give a shit about like ethnicity or whatnot, but it's like, if they care about diversity, there would be, you know, some lighter skinned people in the game. You know? That's something to think about.
Don't know what Petrov pays for all this junk. But at least this guy's not a bad ship. As long as you shut your eyes.
Bro! What the fuck is that? God damn! They all have that thousand cock stare.
Oh,
And Asmongold kind of has that too, because fuck him. I don't like Asmongold either. I don't like the quartering, I don't like Asmongold.
I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon.
Bro, you know when Guts' theme is playing? It's gonna be something interesting, something stupid, something sad, or something interesting. We're going to take a look. We're gonna take a guess here. Is it A, something sad? Is it B, something stupid? Or is it C, something rage-inducing? If you guessed B, you're correct.
One-time fleet admiral of the UC during the...
I knew I saw something.
Q was also correct.
Bro, what's she looking at?
With every new AAA video game release,
now this Soilet right here is here. But fortunately, Gotta power through this. It's the first video of the night.
Have a new controversy. And with Bethesda, you can normally count on many bugs and things of that nature that you wait for modders to fix later. But this one's a little bit different. I'm going to explain both sides of it and kind of explain why people are angry in the first place, why people are refunding the game. It has nothing to do with the actual gameplay of the game, which most people say is fine. One of Bethesda's.
I mean, if you're looking for good gameplay from a Bethesda game, I don't know, Fallout would probably be my choice. I don't know. I also know some people who play Elder Scrolls Online. I hear good things about that.
Better releases. Now, for me, I have a general policy. I'd like to pass this on to you. I generally have never felt any regret about waiting 6 months, 7 months, maybe even a year to play a AAA video game release, because you're going to get it cheaper and you're going to get the complete game generally. There may be DLC later, that's going to have a lot of the bug fixes done, all this kind of stuff. I know everyone wants to play it on day one, but just always keep that in mind. Now, it all stemmed essentially from a video clip of
Yo, Quartering got divorced? He fucking deserves it. Fuck him. Fuck that guy.
a YouTuber named Heels vs. Babyface. Very nice guy. I enjoy his channel greatly. And his reaction to demands.
Some of Az's stuff is pretty good. I've been subscribed to his channel, not on this account, but on my account that I use for like just watching YouTube. I've been subscribed to his stuff since he was making World of Warcraft videos. That's how I first heard about Heel versus Babyface. And then, as I started to become more red-pilled and all that, it's like, oh, you know, it's like, hey, I guess we actually agree on something aside from, you know, WoW stuff.
For a character to provide pronouns in the character builder. Now, many people believe, hey, this just isn't a big deal. What do you care about? You always, you know, this, that, or the other thing. And that's fine. You don't have to be mad about it. But I'm going to explain why it is a big deal to a lot of other people. See, what happens is when you provide pronouns in the video game, you used to choose male or female.
Yeah, that's something I'm critical about localization of of Animal Crossing New Horizons and Splatoon 3. My big criticism of that is like, I don't like the fact that it's choose your style. It should just be choose your gender. I know in Splatoon 3, I mean, you do have the choice between Inkling and Octoling. So choose your style makes a little bit more sense. But at the same time, same with choose your gender. It's just easier and it's less subversive. It's less Marxist. Welcome. Anyways, let's continue with the video.
Boy or girl. When you play either the character
point,
creator, even the most basic ones, you would choose that. Then it shifted to, I think with Ubisoft, choose a body type. You wouldn't even choose male or female. You would choose something that sort of resembled male or female.
Ugh.
Now, with the requirement of pronouns, people are pushing back and saying, you know what? It's immersion breaking. I don't want this crap in my video game.
So they were actually going to do this in World of Warcraft, but there was actually some outcry, and they scrapped that feature. Thank goodness. I'm very much glad that it's not there. Unfortunately, we got the worst of both worlds, and the characters just refer to the player character as a they. No, my character is a male. He is a man. So, you were able to do this in the past, Blizzard. You were able to put he if your character was a male, and she if the character was a female. But now, because, postmodernism, we have to destroy everything. No, we can't have nice things anymore.
Now, to be fair, it's 5 seconds on the title screen. you can get right past it. And to be totally honest, basically every AAA video game on the market is going to have this stuff. Anything from World of Warcraft. Look what World of Warcraft did. They took all the pretty girls paintings out of the game. That's how
Yep, that's true. I mean, there was the literal complaint about fucking fruit bowls in that game. On one hand, I kind of get it. You know, the sexual harassment lawsuits, you don't want anything, like, too sussy in the game. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you kind of did go overboard with a lot of things. That was one of my least favorite parts of Shadowlands, which is, to me, the best expansion the game has ever had. That was arguably my least favorite part of that expansion.
pathetic AAA video games have become as to not oppress, not upset the trollish looking females that work for Blizzard, apparently. This is AAA video games for you. They're going to appeal to modern leftist politics. And a big push, of course, is respect my pronouns. Now, the left are the people that, in my opinion, there's three factions here. There's the people that aren't terminally online, like a lot of us, who are completely blissfully unaware of the
Jeremy, you are terminally online. This is your fucking job.
Culture war and all this stuff. Peace be on them. They are very lucky. Then you have, so they're like, what is it? Who cares? Whatever. It's not a big deal because they're not aware of the bigger picture. And then there are people that agree with it and say, oh, this is a great thing. This is something that, you know, this is so stunning and brave and all this kind of stuff. And then there's the other third group of people who recognize it as a part of the slippery slope, a part of a trajectory that people don't want to be a part of.
So this is something Manic was talking about last night when he was talking about Starfield for a little bit. It's like the slippery slope. That's what people like people like Manic, people like me, probably people like you watching this stream. That's where we're coming from. It's like, because you can't skip the pronoun stuff. It's not ingrained that, you know, men use male pronouns and females use female pronouns. You could choose your own pronouns. Like, that is very much a slippery slope kind of thing, because the idea of, you could just choose any pronoun you want. It's not like they're assigned to you at birth or something to make it easier to, you know, for conversational purposes. No. Fuck language and fuck ease of conversation. That's kind of where, at least I'm coming from here.
You know, it starts with respect my pronouns. Now, the very same people who say pronouns don't matter are willing to try to get people fired for not respecting pronouns. You can look at very obvious cases like Jordan Peterson or, you know, others out there who these lunatics try to ruin their lives for not respecting people's pronouns. So on one hand, they try to gaslight and say, oh my God, what do you care?
Let's actually take a look at this tweet right here. The left always tries to gaslight people into thinking they're overreacting. It isn't just the pronouns. It's the slippery slope it represents. Cultists screaming, it's no big deal. Also think it's no big deal. Healthy young women mutilate their bodies for affirmation. And, oh my God, quartering, it's not just young women. It's young men, too. It's also the young men who mutilate themselves for affirmation. It's not just about... That's the thing, quartering. I don't know why you made this about young women. It's about both sexes here. I don't want anybody to mutilate themselves because it's quote-unquote fashionable. I don't agree with that. I think you are who you are, and you gotta live with it. And of course, there's a tweet from Hassan Piker. Oh, you know that Hassan Piker? I'm not gonna do the Candyman bit here. It's funny though. I really do like that bit from Sam Hyde. This weird British guy, this is about the as situation. This weird British guy losing his mind over selecting pronouns in Starfield is the perfect demonstration of why we must bring back lobotomies. Oh, that's totally, genuine of you, Hassan. That's totally not disingenuous. Jeez. Wow, that's so respectful of you, tweeting that.
Why are you so mad? It's just pronouns. It's just pronouns. It's just pronouns. Big whoop. And then the same people spent all this holiday weekend just completely melting down about it online. So either it's a big deal or it's not. And of course, we know it is a big deal to them, to that group, that 1/3 group. These are the same people that say, it's just pronouns. It's just pronouns. It's just puberty blockers. It's just puberty blockers. It's totally reversible. Hey,
puberty blockers are not reversible. Just thought I'd put that out there.
Hey, let a healthy 12-year-old remove parts of their body to affirm their care. It's all down that same slope. Oh, respect my pronouns. Oh, here, just I'm gonna.
You want to know where this slippery slope started from, which is something that I don't think you'll ever recognize, Mr. Jeremy? Feminism. It all started with feminism. We just want the right to vote. We just want equal pay. Bake the cake. And now, affirm my pronouns. Mutilation is a human right. I swear. I fucking swear. And keep in mind, just refer to the FAQ section that I always have in these streams of mine, and you'll kind of know where I'm coming from here when I say that I'm so fucking tired of this.
12-year-olds, it's just you can just put puberty on pause. It's no big deal. What do you care? It's not your body, okay? And then it's, kids getting parts of their bodies chopped off to affirm their gender. So when people are aware of what this represents, this is why it's immersion breaking. So you have
I mean, it's also it's also immersion breaking for the fact that it's basically saying, like, when it comes to the preferred pronouns bullshit in Starfield, it's also saying that we don't care that this is an RPG. That's kind of what that tells me. It's like, this is no longer an RPG.
Let me give you a perfect example. Here's Hassan Abi, multi-millionaire fake socialist on Twitter, posts a clip of Heels versus Babyface saying this weird British guy, he's not British, losing his mind over selecting pronouns in Starfield is the perfect demonstration for why we need to bring back lobotomies.
Yeah, and then also you have reactions from, like, Hassan, who basically, he's a grifter in his own fucking right. He's a fraud in his own fucking right. But basically, Hassan does what he always does and uses reductive reasoning. And if you don't know, reductive reasoning is a logical fallacy. You're not using, like, at least on the side, if it's not you who's reducing your own points down to something a bit more understandable, if your opponent in the debate is reducing your reasoning, that's what makes that a logical fallacy. But if you, the person who's explaining the point, reduces it to something a bit more bite-sized, it's not a fallacy. And yes, I fucking despise Hassan as well.
I mean, normal response. I also saw the Act Man insult Heels versus Babyface's appearance. Again, a normal response? I don't think so. This is what I'm talking about with the gaslighting. They pretend like it's no big deal, and then why are you freaking out? Why are you freaking out? Here's the Act Man, who I have no issue with, right?
Oh boy. boy, the Act Man. Fuck that guy. Ever since he shit-talked Yu-Gi-Oh! My pendulums, my Nirvana High Paladin, my Link monsters, I just lost all respect for him. And then not to mention, he's not the greatest these days. Like, I used to have a lot of respect for the Act Man back in, like, 2018 when he made that League of Legends sucks video, which I agree with. League of Legends sucks ass. But when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh!, literally, you had a lot of the big faces of the community, like MBT, just, like, completely debunk his video. I even spoken to MBT about that. That's right. I know a celebrity. An internet one. Beat that, Marty! Let's continue.
But he is in that third of people that really want to push this stuff, right? So he says, gorilla-shaped man on the verge of crime because Starfield lets you pick up pronouns at the start of the game.
Oh, shit. Why did Chronic say that the Act Man is a cuck? Act Man isn't a cuck, it's just his attitude. It probably reminds him of a cuck. And I agree. And then we have a message from El Sheffer on Discord. The next special is me shit-talking the Act cuck. Oh, you and I, we could do that together. Hell, even tonight if you want. Like, probably a little after the cancellation. It could be like a bit of an after-show segment. No, at the same time, I also want to be playing Mario Kart drunk. I've been fucking owning the lobbies as of late. Let's get back to the video.
Then it's never brought up again. Somebody please get this guy with bear tranquilizer. He's going to attack somebody. So I wrote, instead of addressing his points, you insult his appearance and say he needs to be filled up with bear tranquilizer. Normal, level-headed response. This is what I'm talking about with, you know, these people, in one hand, they pretend like it's no big deal, but they all tweet about it, and they all say how it's not a big deal.
So, kind of what I've learned about when it comes to people asking you, like, oh, why does this matter to you so much? I always like to give the answer of, because I am allowed to question what is going on in my hobby. That's how I like to answer that question. But also, it's like, yeah, it literally is gaslighting. Per definition. I gotta give him some, I gotta give Jeremy credit where it's due. He is right that this is gaslighting. Why do you care so much about pronouns and everything? I don't know. I know a lot about Marxist subversion. I know a lot about that. And this is a perfect example of such happening.
Right? You see, like, Brandon was capitalist who identifies as socialist that makes money off pushing leftist socio-political beliefs on kids. Thinks normal guy fed up with leftist socio-politics needs to be lobotomized. I mean, I think that, you know...
Ooh. Think before you zinc! Think before you zinc! I don't know why I had a voice crack there, whatever. Think before you zinc! Think before you zinc! There he is, boys! Hassan... I'm gonna try my best to, do an impersonation of him. Hassan, I don't like this guy's opinion, so we should kill him, Piker. For once, you know, he's not wrong. Hassan literally has said a lot of fucked up shit throughout the years. So there's that.
I don't like this guy's opinion, so we should end him. This is again, this goes to the whole conversation of, you know, there's no such thing as male versus female, gender's a spectrum. This is all unlocked under all of that. None of this, by the way, has anything to do with the actual game. The actual gameplay, people seem to be liking it. And if you made it this far in the video...
The Xbox fanboys, yes, but anybody who actually knows a little bit or two about good games, yeah, they were bored out of their fucking minds. That's kind of what I've seen. Now, I have no intention of playing Starfield. It looks boring to me. I don't have... And the woke shit just guaranteed that from, it just guaranteed me for not ever playing that game.
Allow me to say this. If you enjoy a video game, all right, this has been my advice. Take it from an old man who's been gaming his entire life. If you enjoy a video game, you don't need to go online and tell anyone why and justify why you enjoy it. You should be able to play it. Life is short. I've said before, and I'll say again, that there are, I love World of Warcraft. I love it. I hate Blizzard and their leftist ideology pushing baloney. But it's like, no.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm going to be quitting World of Warcraft soon enough. It's because woke ideology has infested that game. At least in the story. Like, holy shit, there's barely any male characters at all. Like, and literally, the male characters are the fucking villains now. Like, if you don't know what's happening in the story of that game, I mean, the other chick, Primal Incarnate, is now on the side of the good guys, the dragon aspect. So it's literally just men bad, men bad. I don't know how else to describe it.
No matter what, I still
so
like
stupid.
World of Warcraft, and I shouldn't feel bad playing that. And if you have games like that, life is short.
I mean, WoW feels like a fucking second job to me now. I haven't played in a while. I'm kind of waiting for the next patch. It's going to be like in November. So I actually have some time to play some other games, do other things before I wrap myself back in the fucking game for 10.2. But yeah, aside from responsibilities that are gradually creeping up on me, I don't have a reason to fucking play the game anymore. I really don't. Aside from just like a thing to kill time as of right now, but eventually I'm probably just going to be playing Mario Kart full time.
You don't need to feel bad. And by the way, if this is the first video of mine you've seen, this is the position I generally try to take with things. I would really like to earn your subscription down below. I'm going to be covering this as obviously down there. Or follow, whichever. There are leftist tropes in the game. Bethesda's Starfield Games features trans character, promotes woke ideology, and character creator. Now, in the development, or in the scheme of things, the pronoun, demanding you pick your pronouns going into the video game is not that offensive. It's a game that, it's a thing that,
No, the way you do that is you pick male or female. That's how you pick your pronouns. Like, goddamn, it's not that hard, game devs.
You do want to move on. But it's immersion breaking, because the second you're forced to do that, you're like, oh, great, here we go. What are the kind of ideology we're going to see in the game? You see, even Dr. Disrespect. Some of these poor young people are just depressed, no life experience, and completely misdirected by the internet. 100% true. He's responding to someone say Dr. Disrespect was rejected from Starfield sponsorship due to his recent transphobia. Incorrect. Look at my words being taken out of context here. Their insecurities are obvious.
Just fucking embrace it at this point. I will gladly, at least on the internet, it's gonna probably change by the time I get to, by the time I move out of my parents' place. Yeah, at least on the internet, I am a proud, open transphobe. Y'all can fucking seethe, trannies, if any of y'all are in the chat. You're not welcome here in the ScurvyRum channel. No trannies allowed.
Politics should stay out of the video game industry entirely, along with people like this. 50,000 likes.
Disrespect is based here.
That's like, that's the thing. And you get like leftoids, you say, heads up, champ, Don't get yourself down because they told you no. Sure, they made the right call based off this clip, so Cinnamon Toast Ken agrees. Keep on doing you. Maybe next time you get a game a few days early, champ. And thanks for doing it for the depressed kid.
Lefties, that's another trope that they love to use, is like the condescending nature. And then when you flip it back on them, it's like they start crying. That's the thing. They're cry bullies. Leftists are always cry bullies.
Kids hero. I mean, again, this is the left's response. They don't actually, none of what Cinnamon Toast Ken here is espousing actually addresses what Dr. Disrespect said. They just get mad and they just.
The idea of non-binary is nonsense. It's Jewish and Marxist nonsense. Or Talmudic nonsense, I should say. The idea that you are outside of the binary of male and female is innately political. Sorry, Jake on Twitter, Mr. Bulticus _ Sorry that people actually are capable of questioning and reasoning.
Meltdown. Because the fact of the matter is, the pronoun battle is important because of what it represents.
A rare quartering W. I'll give him this one too. It's more so what it represents for the world. If this shit is happening in the West, it's gonna be in places, you know, that are viewed more as like, you know, traditional and all that. It will spread.
The left, the people that support this are pretending like, oh, it's no big deal. Why? Big deal, man. Boo, gamer boy, get mad. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? But there they are online all weekend long, spurging out about how it's not a big deal, instead of playing the game they supposedly love, right? And the fact of the matter is, most of the people involved in this stuff, especially in trying to dismiss it as no big deal, they don't even play the game. They can't afford to buy it. They're terminally online, fighting a culture war for their entire life, and they haven't gone out and touched grass in years. They haven't played any of these video games. They just know that their team has to win. You see articles, angry gamer bros can't handle choosing pronouns. And
if you'll take a look at that link that Jeremy has, the Pink News, dear Lord, that is one of the most partisan, hackery, quote-unquote, news outlets that's out there right now. It's exclusively about fucking trannies. It's disgusting. It's not, like, for a supposed LGBT outlet, they sure love to give the T's a giant hand job. Whether it be for the autogynophiles or for the ones with the, you know, arm cock or leg cock.
in Starfield. Listen, I've been doing this for a very long time, okay? Extremely long. Too long. Most people could not deal with this for as long as I have because it's so infuriating.
Oh, most people don't know how to deal with this. I mean, if you've been around internet retardation before, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us have at one point in our lives. You learn how to deal with it pretty fast. You're not special, Jeremy.
But the fact of the matter is, it is important. Carl Benjamin writes, it's not really about the pronouns. Pronouns are just a symptom of pervasive, corrupted force of social justice continuing to humiliate white men for the crime of being white men. It's everywhere in the real world, and now it's in escapism, which he paid good money for, talking about the game. Why
Isn't Starfield like $70? I mean, AAA gaming prices have... some of them just keep going up and up. Like, also, I remember, like, a video from Extra Credits. Fuck those guys, by the way. They're also industry shills now. Where basically it's like, oh, you know, if a game was $70, that means we wouldn't have microtransactions. That means we wouldn't have to deal with, like, battle passes and such. Like, No, that hasn't stopped. That has not stopped them from implementing all that shit. That's not stopping anytime soon. I swear, people just fall for this shit hook, line, and sinker.
Should he not be angry? The entire philosophy is built on a series of lies and requires us to all commit to the lies or face punishment. We are supposed to clap for men winning women's sports, approve of diversity hires, but people put hires who put people's lives at risk, and believe the media when they tell us white men are the most dangerous group in the countries.
There's a reason why there's not many quote-unquote white men in Starfield. Hence that Steam review, like, they're extinct.
Agenda is not incidentally
Holy
aimed against
shit.
white men. It's openly prejudicial and explicitly targets and demonizes them every single day from the most powerful pulpits in our societies. An evil will has infused itself across our civilization, and it demands we recognize it as good.
That's just some bad
Every
grammar,
day in the
Sargon.
world, and every day in every way, we are lied to by people we know they are lying, and yet feign outrage and turn us into pariahs if we speak up and say they're lying. It's unbearable, and they expect us to pay for the privilege. That's why Heels versus Babyface is angry, and I don't blame him.
All right, so we're going to leave this video off right here. It's probably just going to be a whole bunch of nothing for these last few seconds. But we have some comments here from El Sheffo on Discord. Cinnamon Toast Ken is such a cuck. He's one of those weird orbit. Oh, he's a Pokemon orbiter? That explains everything. Dr. Disrespect is a millionaire Jack Giant. Ken is a manlet. I bet. The person on Twitter that said Dr. Disrespect is a transphobe is a moderator for Vosh. Can't make the... Oh my god. Of course. If the moderator isn't a trainee already, probably is a moderator for some leftist hack. God damn. Then again, Sheffo, you know more about this Twitter bullshit than I do, and honestly, I couldn't really care less about a lot of Twitter shit. But basically, it's like, you know, in terms of kind of who we're trying to fight against, right? In this big culture war we're facing. Oh, actually, hold on. Allow me to post a Discord link. Now, this server isn't mine, but I am one of the Jannies on the server. Same with El Sheffo. I will gladly create an invite and post it on the stream chat. Enjoy the decline. Discord server. Gladly. I'll gladly be able to provide that. Read this out now. All right. Well, I'll read about your Armored Core 6 comments. Armored Chud 6 is too hard, Pony. You're just jealous of Starfield. Star Sweet Pony. Get winning more, Pony. Game of the generation. Super Mario Chud's a wonder. Got nothing on Starfield, Pony. You're just pretending to be a Nintendo fan, Pony. Anyone who doesn't like Starfield is a lying Sony Pony. That's a lie, Chud. Everyone is in Starfield fever. Pony, everyone is spending their whole day olaying Starfield. Oh my god, that's funny. You make me laugh, Sheffo. You really do. Anyways. But basically, when it comes to anti-SJWs and SJWs, it's a parasitic relationship between the two. They need each other. And people like the Quartering, I don't think they get the full issue. Like, I know he mentioned the slippery slope, and he's correct about that. For once, he's actually correct about something. However, I think this whole pronoun shit is also getting in the way of actually being able to criticize the game. The pronoun shit is just the cherry on the shit sundae. Keep in mind that Starfield still runs on that shitty creation engine from like the 90s or the early 2000s. Like, keep in mind that Starfield, quite a bit of Starfield's work was outsourced to a bunch of third-party companies in China and other fucking poor nations of the world. Well, China's not poor, but you know, those sweatshop game companies. And game companies, I use those in quotes. Holy shit. The game is just a mess. Yeah, the Starfield engine was created... Oh my god, it's fucking 21 years old. It's old enough to drink. Bethesda, you need to have a new engine. My god. What the fuck? Alrighty. Oh, by the way, for chat, I do read the stuff you say while I'm watching the video. It's just, I mean, I do need to get my comments out, too. So, we have a video. They slapped it, too, at the end to pretend it's new, but some people have checked the code. It's this... Holy shit, it's the same. Bro, they literally just slapped a 2 in front of it. Okay. Okie doke. It's the modified variant made for Fallout 4. Okay. Alrighty. Before we go on to our second video of the night, I'm just gonna take a quick little. I'm just gonna head to the little Clementine's room. We're gonna play a little song for y'all. The same song that I played at the start, because we're talking about Bethesda here. I'll be right back.
Please mark.
Watch this, a news release. The legendary series you missed for years comes back, get ready for some action. Got a couple bugs in here, smoke scripts right there. The fans fix it anyway, so we don't care. They'll patch it through microtransactions. So enjoy your pretty nylon bag. Oh, and boy, stop shitting on our swag. You're not getting any money back. You knew this was a one-way wacky track. Dish it up and have your nylon bag. Coming up with it was real drag. All proceeds was strictly to all text, so you're not getting your money back. It just works, it'll last on. It shows people buy money flows. It just works. It just works, overpriced open words, earnings rise, take my word. It just works. It just works. It just works. It just works. Cutting edge as far as I can tell. The creation engine aged very well. We're not planning on doing anything about it. Skyrim's a limit, don't deny it. See this mountain, you can buy it in the DLC for the price of a real mountain. What's wrong with the train in place of your head? Come on, believe me, you see nothing yet. The battle spaceship with the dragon animation will become a new sensation on the internet. Just shut up, give us your every dime. Buying an armored horse, not a crime. Ideas can either shadow me, will last, or we'll skyrim one more time in time. It just works, little life-stunning show.
Alrighty, we are back. So, let's get to our next video of the night. From Manic the Manic Mechanic. So, if you don't know, the Warband has really been enjoying Armored Core 6. It's a good game. And I would love to play it. I think I'm probably going to use this. I think I have another reason to use my custom-made Xbox controller for my computer. So let's get started.
Absolutely cannot recommend. Solid fun.
Oh yeah, by the way, these are like the saltiest reviews on Steam for Armored Core 6. It's a, you know, very positively rated game on Steam.
Gameplay, but then the first boss fight I tried 20 times and could not beat. My last try, the boss literally left the arbitrary boss arena and drained me of health where I couldn't attack it. This is not good game design, and it pisses me off because
We're just gonna speed up the video a little bit because, man, I kind of wish you'd talk a little bit faster. But at the same time, video is funny.
I actually really enjoy the gameplay itself. Why does FromSoft keep getting a pass on this garbage? I hope someday all of you would stop giving them money so they'll make a game I can actually enjoy, which I would if it weren't for their brain-dead insistence of bosses way harder than the rest of the game.
Isn't that like a core thing of From Software? I don't understand. Like, obviously, I do think the missions should have a little bit of challenge. I mean, I hear that the missions themselves can be pretty easy. Just the bosses at the end of it can be fucking difficult. So there's that. I do get that. But also, the bosses are kind of the highlights of the game. So, I don't know why it's so much of a problem that, you know, you spend a little bit of time learning boss patterns. That's been a part of video games for, like, ages now.
Biggest enemy is the camera. This game is truly the AliExpress version of Dark Souls.
Bro, what? No, I've seen Chaz and Grey Ghost play this game, and yeah, the camera actually seems to be pretty good.
This game is garbage. The bosses are garbage. Don't waste your money on this game. The bosses are boring and hard. The only plus side I can say about this game is that I got it for free.
Bro, I wish somebody would gift me Armored Core on Steam. I just gotta change my Steam username, however that works.
Souls-like, it's so boring and menial. I want to play this game, not get stuck on bosses for 3 to 6 hours at a time, fighting them over and 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 over. If I could give this game any worse of a review, I would. The huge Souls bosses are annoying and not fun. You either learn the attack pattern and cheese your way through, or you rely on pure luck to outlast their massive health bars.
Man, now I do like me some big health bars. I really do.
Cheap bosses? Check. Bad hitboxes? Check. Fight ending bugs? Check. Input
Bugs? Really? I mean, there probably are some bugs in the game. No game is perfect. However, fight ending? I don't know. Maybe it's just your PC, my guy.
Rating? Check. 150 FPS, but it feels like you're playing with 500 ping? Check. It's a FromSoft game confirmed. Duper and good funny, remember me game 9 /1 Roblox get a good free game. Game is hot garbage. Wasted time could have made Sekiro 2, and they give us this? Somehow even worse than Daemon X Machina, truly one of the worst games I've ever had the displeasure of playing. FromSoft tards will D-write it anyway. This game. Chapter 1 is what the? Why would anyone play this? Who hates themselves this bad? Melina.
You hate yourself that much, my guy. That's the thing. When it comes to mech game, like mecha, the mecha genre of games, it's not for everyone. It just isn't. It's not for everyone. If you don't, a good prerequisite, if you don't like mecha anime, you're not gonna like mecha games.
An Elden Ring was easier. It's a Dark Souls mech game. Miyazaki can do no wrong. Every single thing is deliberately done to the smallest detail. Every part of the world is handcrafted and perfect. If you saw something, then Miyazaki wanted you to see it. Every boss and encounter is as if God made it. If you complain about this in even the smallest degree, then you are simply bad at it. You should go play Call of Duty. This game is made for real gamers like myself. There are no flaws with this game. Only flaws with players, because as far as I can see, Miyazaki is one of the greatest game developers.
Oh, by the way, sorry, I should mention this. Manic has some good taste in music. He's using the the mid-boss theme from Shin Megami Tensei 4 here. Good shit. That soundtrack's actually really good. Highly recommend it.
Of the modern era. FromSoft is one of the best game development companies, and this is one of the greatest games of all time. Ignore all one-star reviews. Most of them have never even played a good game, let alone a masterpiece such as this. I'll always be glad my wife's boyfriend bought me this game. And last of all, thank you Miyazaki for putting this game on this earth to bless us with such an amazing work of art. You truly are a saint of game design. Elden Ring and Armored Core 6 both feel like games made by designers who are incredibly self-conscious about the fact that they have gained not only tremendous monetary success and cultural notoriety, but also a reputation for making hard games. The way they designed these things now, it feels like they are really embarrassed about the quiet reality that those games they built that reputation with in the mainstream just aren't that hard. Elden Ring was a game that had, I think, literally zero enjoyable boss fights in it, but I still liked the game well enough because it was still doing a lot of things FromSoft is good at. This is a game with boss fights as bad as the worst offenders in Elden Ring, but like 3 hours into the game as hard progress blockers with no other option to do anything else. Baltius is a completely charmless boss fight.
I wonder if I hear a lot of hard, things about Baltius. I've seen Chaz fight Baltius too. I think Grey Ghost as well. And I'm not entirely, I think Baltius it's you gotta really put yourself in the perspective of the mech here.
Just like his predecessor in design, Elden Beast. It's been a while since I fought that miserable, but this feels beat for beat like the same boss fight. At this point, I have spent almost as much time fighting Baltius as I have doing anything else in the rest of the game combined, because the actual missions are very short, easy, and digestible. I'm leaving a negative review because when my time fighting Baltius eclipses my time in the rest of the game, it will be mathematically true that the majority of my time spent on this game has been spent rolling my eyes at one enemy that I already fought at the end of the last game. Update: beat Baltius, felt nothing about it. Operator Girl won't shut the up during boss fights. Having to turn voice off during bosses and back on again after is obnoxious. How is it that Japan makes the literal worst female assistants? I'll write an actual review later after I finish the game, and maybe I'll change my rating then. FromSoft has forgotten to make any game but Dark Souls. The boss fights are completely out of place for an Armored Core game.
I do wonder, what were the other boss fights like? Because I know Grey Ghost has played some of the Armored Core games. So I probably would have to ask him. I don't know when he streams. I don't think he does it all that often. So there's that.
FromSoft makes hard games. They are very good at making hard games. While making this game hard, they forgot to also make...
Oh, it's very hard. Oh, Steven. Not kidding. I was about to turn the stream sus for a second.
Get fun or good. If you want a game that is hard, play this. If you want a mech game that is fun and good, play Daemon X Machina, which
I mean, both games are good. I've also heard a lot of good things about Daemon X Machina.
is what I'll be doing. From Software sucks. Great game, horrible bosses. I've had walls before, but these are next level you walls. I'm an old school Armored Core fan. I played the first one, some spin-offs, loved 4, and was okay with 5. I've been stuck on Chapter 1 end boss for several hours. I've tried various builds, weapons, tactics, nothing. Even worse, he only shows up after 4 to 5 hours of gameplay, meaning that if you get stonewalled by him, guess what? Steam won't give you a refund, so you're out $60. All the new From Software fans keep saying it's easy or get good, because of course they do, but I didn't want Armored Souls. Part of the appeal of Armored Core to me was I could pick my style of play, not to have it dictated to me or heavily restricted, which I feel here. I might play more, but I don't know. I got to the point at the end of Chapter 4 where I realized I wasn't having fun, so I'm writing this now. Regular mission gameplay is fast-paced and
there are some actual, like, negative reviews here. Not all of them are like, fuck you, FromSoft, suck my cock, Marty.
thrilling, and the robot customization is great. The music is nice with some cool standouts, and
the old Armored Core games were also hard. These guys have never played any. That's a fair point. Maybe they haven't. That's something else I've noticed. I guess there is some overlap between the complaints some people have with Armored Core and, like, when it comes to the complaints of Strive. I don't know. I kind of noticed something similar, especially when you have Tor saying, "Oh, I've been playing Guilty Gear since Accent Core, and I've only been playing Bridget." Gee, that just so happens to be convenient, especially when the Bridget drama is still ongoing.
The graphics are pretty nice, although sometimes you just will be unable to see anything because of all the explosions and lasers and whatever as you continue to be shot to death. Dialogue is almost always stilted, flat, and inhospitably dry.
What? Hell no, they got some good voice actors in there.
Nobody talks like a person. The exceptions sound like a corny anime dub, which honestly is at least a step up. The boss fights look cool, but they never feel very fun, and they don't really feel rewarding to beat either. Like even with the current loadouts, I always end up grinding my face against the enemy until the AI hands me a beatable routine. Also, locking the tutorials after the first boss fight is indefensible nonsense. Midway through the first mission, the game suddenly closed and I was presented with a window telling me that an illegal program had been detected and I was not allowed to play. The program? Visual Studio Code.
Bro, what? That's on you, not the game.
I'm just done. The game is too difficult. 4 hours trying to beat a stupid boss? What kind of nonsense is this? Games are supposed to be fun, not work. I go to work every day to work. I'm not unemployed. I don't need a video game that fills the hole for me that it would for a child or a drug addict. Missions are brain dead easy and no fun, and the boss battles are impossible. This came out in 2023? Too many features. Not enough microtransactions.
Oh my god. It's reviews like this. That shit can make anybody's day. Especially if we know what's going on with modern gaming in 2023. Because Armored Core doesn't have any of that. Like, the microtransactions doesn't have any of that shit. Too many features. I'm glad you're able to make funny reviews and actually be recognized for your talent and wit.
Apparently, I'm not good enough to get past the first boss, and the game doesn't make me want to get good enough to keep trying. The controls are not as intuitive or as smooth as older AC games. There is no tutorial apparently after the first mission, and I can't get past the first mission, so sucks to be me, I guess. If you're better at this game than I am, you probably have a good time. If you have limited time to play games as is, you unfortunately need something that can guide you a little more slowly through the process of getting used to this game. Then you'll probably get a refund, just like I did. 30 minutes on record. Game refuses to run. Robot Dark Souls, a great way to ruin a franchise.
Bro.
Games should be fun. The Souls formula is tired.
I mean, that's actually a criticism I agree with. It's like, if a game is gonna be hard, it's like, you probably might want to ease the player a little bit into it. I don't know. I've never really had an interest in, like, Dark Souls and all that. Like, not because, oh, I wouldn't be good. It's just because, I don't know. I don't really have... It doesn't really appeal to me. Like, I don't know. Just kind of, like, not saying it's bad or anything. And not saying that there isn't an appeal to it. But I'm not a fan of just, like, you know, like, animations that take forever to load. That's just me. Like, if I press a button, like, or move the controller, I don't want it to feel clunky. And having seen Armored Core, I don't think that's exactly the problem here. I don't think it's a Souls game at all, because the movement doesn't look clunky at all.
Has no place in non-Souls games. A lot of Souls-influenced design choices make this game not fun to play because they just don't quite fit and act as roadblocks to play, and by extension, roadblocks to fun. There are a lot of good features that just don't come together well, and leave the player AC feeling weaker than it should be. It feels as if there was an expectation that the game would play like For Answer from some devs, while other devs thought it should play like a Souls game. The mismatch is unbearable, feeling limited in what you can do and feeling like you have to hope you can force the right mechanic just isn't fun anymore. And the fact that after chapter 1 every mission and encounter is just like that is annoying, frustrating, and heartbreaking. I just wanted a good AC game since the franchise has been basically dead since For Answer, but this isn't it. People need to stop filleting FromSoft for making obnoxiously difficult boxes and calling it good game design.
That's another valid criticism, I guess. But take a look at this review right here. And I'm not saying every boss should be easy either. Like, you don't need 3 shots and it's dead. That's fucking retarded. Bosses should have a little bit of challenge.
Having multiplayer be locked behind 2 chapter bosses, both of which are incredibly unfun to fight, is such a brain-dead design choice. After my previous experience with ER, I don't know why I thought the game would be any different than that or Sekiro, especially since there's a stagger meter. Orphan of KOS was more fun and better designed than this BS, like Lawrence except the arena is the size of shape of a punkered sphincter, and he out enough lava to cover half the arena. 8+ brain-dead useless NPCs that aren't even good as distractions for the boss. Toho, but more missiles that you can't dodge, and all because you and giant enemies.
Armored Core. Have you played Toho or anything from Cave Inc., whether it be Mushihime-sama or Dodonpachi? Have you played or seen any of that shit? You can dodge the shit in Armored Core. It doesn't one-shot you like it does in those games. Please, look up what a bullet hell shmup is.
Spider that can cross half the arena in a leap and slam the ground with an AoE that's too big to dodge out of. All while you only have 3 chances for a heal that's gonna be wasted because the bosses take out half your health and even stun lock you. Last time I give this foot friend Dave team any of my money, hopefully... Foot friend? What?
Oh my god. This is what I mean when I say Manic is actually pretty funny. Like, what? Foot friend? What the fuck? Damn, Marty.
What? Last time I give this foot friend dev team any of my money, hopefully I can get a refund. Chest pain, headaches, and stress are the precise opposite of what you should be getting.
Chest pain? God damn it. Do you have like terminal cancer or something, my guy? Not you, Manic, but the reviewer.
From video games, and yet that's all these devs have given me with the past games from what I've played. 3 out of 10 would not recommend to friends because you can't even play with them without dealing with designed bosses. That one took a lot out of me, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first bad review I'm making in a very long time. Don't get me wrong, the game is not bad, but I just did not enjoy it.
Oh boy, it's one of these reviews. I mean, that's probably, I'd give a similar review to Dragonflight. The game itself isn't bad, it's just, well, other reasons.
Armored Core is not a game for everyone. It is extremely difficult and requires a lot of skill to beat the game. But the thing is, the game is not friendly for newcomers. I've never played any Armored Core games before, and I found myself struggling with every mechanic I played.
Every single level I played through.
I managed to beat one of the most difficult bosses of the game, which appeared in the first chapter. Who is this for? Most of the game is really easy for like 6 hours. It's really easy. Then they throw a ridiculous boss at you and insanely hard. Casuals won't ever beat, and hardcore players will be bored after they get there. I'm just going to wait for the inevitable nerf like they did for the equivalent Elden Ring boss. Waiter, there's a Soulsborne in my AC franchise.
This one's actually pretty funny. Oh, hey, Shinobi-1. This review is actually pretty funny. Waiter! There's a Soulsborne in my Armored Core franchise! Waiter! I had to bust out the Filthy Frank voice for that one.
No thanks. Disappointed in FromSoft. Figured they'd respect their AC fan base and give a new AC game, not a Soulsborne game with an AC plating. I respect Soulsborne players, but I'm too old to have the reaction time needed to make any progress. We were all told this wouldn't be a Souls-like. We were lied to. First spot.
I've barely heard anything about Armored Core 6, and I'm like, judging from the game, and I think I even said this when I first saw it. I don't even know if it revealed exactly. I don't know when it was revealed, but I saw it at the Gamescom showcase. It was one of the few games that actually looked interesting in that, and I don't really know the development history behind it. So, I don't know if it was just gonna be mech Dark Souls. But it looks pretty interesting. I'll tell you that. We got some messages from El Shefo. Why do Tardos think hard game from Software means a Souls-like? AC6 is nothing like a Souls game. Alrighty, I'll take your word for that. That's actually gonna get me to want me to play the game even more. Like, just because a game is hard, That's something else I'm not a fan of. When people is like, oh, a game's hard. Like, you think Toho is... You think, no, I actually got an even better example than Toho. Dodonpachi is, is equivalent to Dark Souls in difficulty. They're hard games, both of them, but for different reasons. Dodonpachi is a bullet hell shmup, and of course, if you know what any of those are like, it's like... Literally all the enemies release a shit ton of bullets, and they just go like, oh my god, I'm about to come. But in Dark Souls, it's hard for a different reason. It's all about boss patterns and attack timing. Knowing when to attack, that kind of stuff.
Boss was train wrecked. Refunded. I don't need artificially difficult or cheeky games these days. And yes, I am a Souls veteran. If you are from Software and you are not making a Souls-like game, you are wasting your time and my time. This game is so hard.
Alrighty, that's enough for that video. This is going to be that review, and that would be the end of it. Okie dokie, I'm just going to take another quick little break, and then I will be right back.
We don't want your endless sheet. It's just not the game we need. See the losing useless job. Profits making our street. We don't want your endless sheet. It's just not the game we need. See the losing useless job.
Now listen up. Welcome to the place washed by E-like waves. There's 2.5 peasants with the same ugly face. You're not into small towns, check out big-ass planes. 50 times the size of Skyrim, spice is spanning boneless caves. You see, we at Bethesda know exactly what you want. Hardcore gamers inspired us to improve shopping a lot. Now we stock what must be bought for an actual 10 spot. And saving now wasn't pay bond for just 20 a slot. You're never getting bored with infinite quests. There's every vagabond to put you to the test. Maybe richly awarded with infinite chests full of rusty swords and used pregnancy tests. We got rid of skill trees, they were old and lame. We made a leveling system in a role-playing game. We can just slash and kill and save one more nation. No more levels and skills, only degradation. It just works, little lifestyle shows people buy, money flows, it just works. It just works, overpriced, open walls, earnings rise, take my word.
Alrighty. I am back. Okie dokie. Dokie dokie panic. Let's get to our third video of the night.
Why does Fall Guys have a battle pass? You want to escape? You want a whimsical adventure? You want to fall back on gaming as a comfort crutch? Fuck you, grind for cat ears. This is
Grind
modern
cat
gaming.
ears.
Don't be fooled by those who claim it's never been a better time to be a gamer. Modern gaming is the dick that'll say anything it can to fuck you. Modern gaming is the
Who knew dicks could talk? But the game industry is sure like that.
printer ink that deactivates itself if you don't have enough V-Bucks. Modern gaming is the gun I want to use to kill. The era of the complete, cozy, satisfying weekend rental is over. Games are bigger than ever, longer than ever, more broken than ever, and worst of all, less fun than ever. Don't bother getting your friends together to play the quirky multiplayer minigames from ATV Off-Road Fury 2. They're fucking done. The guys at the top are done. They figured it out. Video games are done. Recently, my friends and I got together to play some old fun games facilitated by the Master Chief Collection, a collection of all the Halo games before Halo 5. Exactly 0 people knew how invites worked, data installs for specific games worked, or how any of the cursed and wretched UIs worked.
Bro, what the fuck? What? They keep massacring Halo. I mean, keep in mind, I never really had much of an interest in Halo. Like, I know it was kind of popular when I was a kid, but I was still playing Mario and all that. Still am playing Mario. I'm a proud Mario fanboy after all. I mean, man, seeing that video of Charles Martinet talking to Miyamoto, it's a wet dream come true for me.
File shares were broken, clients were crashing, but we all fucking worked through it until we were finally able to experience the bliss that is Duck Hunt and Jenga on Halo 3. But that's what modern gaming is
Bro,
now.
what?
A morsel of fun, wrapped in the most cynical pudding of broken code and $500 million budgets to ever exist.
All right, listen. This is going to be an unorganized video, and we're going to jump from topic to topic. There's literally zero way to organize my disdain and cynicism for this industry that currently stands, so let's just pretend that this—
Oh, Starfield, guys! It's Starfield! It's Todd Howard! Oh my god. Oh boy, oh man, you know, I just got the sudden need to whip out the orange straw, everyone! After seeing the specimen of Todd Howard? Nah, fuck that guy.
This is a list video. What's the list video called? Top 18 reasons modern gaming has made my dick stop working. Number 1, Halo Infinite and Cyberpunk 2077 and No Man's Sky and Madden NFL and Battlefield and Star Citizen.
Bro, that's a lot of fucking games right there. Holy shit a moly. My god. It's just nutty. Let's continue.
Citizen AAA games hate you. They hate the notion that they'd have to actually entertain you, so instead they just wish upon a star and promise it'll all come together someday. Every Madden game that's released is trashed by the pros and littered with bugs.
Bro, literal pro players are trashing the series that their likeness is in. It just goes to show. Yo, what the fuck?
Literally every ambitious video game launches in the state that No Man's Sky did. Quote unquote, everything simulators like Star Citizen that promise the world rob you blind and fuck your dog. Cyberpunk 2077 had the audacity to have a great art style and amazing soundtrack while also enacting Poland's wish for its very own divine showcase for overhyped technical buffoonery. And
I took the walk in Poland. That's literally, if you listen to Lil Yachty's song Poland, that's basically Cyberpunk 2077. I'm just being real with you. I don't care if the game got better, like, oh, but the mega patch fixed everything. It should have been delayed more. If it was gonna be that much of a fucking problem at launch, they should have just delayed it more.
And Halo Infinite has the otherworldly nerve to make a roadmap announcing the beta for Match XP as a fucking feature. Needless to say, very few developers have the ability to rein it in and have a pep talk good enough to stop smoking meth in the fucking break room long enough to turn their games around. Hello Games is the shining example.
Oh, Hero Games.
Everyone loves to bring up with how they turned No Man's Sky around from a broken, unplayable mass of shit to something that people pretend is fun to play. A pure sandbox without fluid feel still sounds like a bad time to me, but hey, some journalists changed their ratings, so we all better go on Twitter and tell the masses the consensus has changed.
Why even bother releasing the game in 14 months when we can release it in 15 minutes?
Todd Howard, I haven't even finished the wall textures in the first level.
14 minutes and 56 seconds!
Oh, this guy's actually pretty funny. Holy shit. Yeah, he just described Starfield perfectly. The game wasn't even out at the time this video was made.
Hyping any video game up these days just leaves you with the same feeling you get when a beautiful girl doesn't appreciate your hard-earned 100% save file in Sonic Adventure 2.
Nice.
Disappointment. My Chow can run circles around you, Francine. They're champion fighters.
Hey, Francine, it's me, Stan. Oh no, looks like you're gonna be lost to the guy who has a 100% save file on Sonic Adventure.
And can fly high so they can reach the highest of all the heavens, Francine. Why don't you love me, Francine? Number 2, you keep buying it. These games demonstrate the bare minimum for what could be considered software, and the market has spoken. We'll be angry, but God damn it, take my money. Even though nobody plays these games after launch, they line up to buy it. It makes my fucking jaw drop. The amount of raw, unfiltered, hardened, diamondized, reinforced, ionized copium surrounding the rocky launch of AAA games with $500 million budgets is too much. You all need to snap out of it and do something more worth your time and money.
Okay, that's something to think about. $500,000 budget. Do games need to be that expensive to produce? I mean, look at Crowsworn. That has $1 million behind its name, I believe. And look at all the content that's going to be coming in that game. Honestly, I hope it's not going to be a disappointment. I really hope that game is not going to be a disappointment. It looks so good. It really does. It's not woke. Nothing like that. And each time the game gets money, more stuff's going to be added. I just hope all that is going to be in there.
Money like getting a payday loan. Everyone fucking knows you're gonna spend it on FIFA's Ultimate Team anyway, you stupid fucking idiot. Number 3, matchmaking is dumb now. In 2007, Bungie dropped the angelic sex toy that was Halo 3. Kept you coming back for more and the orgasms only got better. You got to play the game with your friends, finding matches was transparent, the UX was fat and thick, those pre and post game lobby fights, the service records, and even the limited events before the live service battle passes of modern day. Rock hard, flaccid, titanium, tinfoil, crunchy peanut butter, store brand expired smooth brain peanut butter. What once was a valuable tool for matching players into fun and engaging matches morphed into the half-working algorithm that ranks the percentage chance you'd fuck someone on okcupid.com.
Skill-based matchmaking. Oh, it's such a travesty. That's the thing, when it comes to quote-unquote skill-based matchmaking, you're going to encounter some smurfs, whether you'd like to or not. I have a feeling that's why I've been sucking so much at Splatoon 3 as of late. I'm just playing against a bunch of smurf accounts.
Skill-based matchmaking, or similar backpack marmalade, takes your stats and matches it with some other basement dweller with stats agonizingly similar, so that you can have a neat, precise, bleak, gray, infographic 50% win rate. No more.
I'd prefer to have my ass bodied over a quote-unquote fair match, because at least I could learn something through repeated ass kickings. That's what happened with me in Guilty Gear Strive. I learned how to play Bedman a lot better because I decided to go to the non-rated PvP thing, and I got my ass completely fucking handed to me by another Bedman player, and so I learned the character better. That's a good thing to get your ass beat over and over again. You'll learn something.
Or social playlists, just sweat and unemployment. If you're not smoking enough crack to keep up with these little shits that just got picked up from detention, then get ready for the extremely clever shit-talking in the DMs.
So yeah, you're gay.
I missed shit-talking in video games. Literally, every time I try to shit-talk somebody in World of Warcraft, it's like, you're on thin ice, buddy. You're on thin ice. The player bases have gone woke, too. It's all just fucking awful.
What happened to fun? What happened to progression? Derp, how many challenges do I have to complete today to unlock male fertility? Progression used to mean steady progress, no matter what.
XP coming at you, baby. Nice job in that last match. You did really well and you're improving. Good job.
Battle passes ruined matchmaking. Because you're pressured into the natural need to progress, no longer are you drunkenly making bets with your friends trying to no-scope noobs upside down on the couch with the blood rushing to your head. You've effectively evolved into the kid's washed-up Adderall dealer sweating hard and long enough to get 35 kill streaks to unlock the weed P90.
That is something about battle passes. It's another consequence of that. Though if you don't actually buy it, you're not really as invested to the game compared to if you do.
Matchmaking isn't fun, it's not transparent, and you can't even see how many players are online anymore, unless you read too closely at dev blogs talking about fucking playlist health, or frown long enough until you're magically looking at steamcharts.com, and it fills me with an endless, soulless void wishing for my own death. And that's if you can even bear how long it takes to install the fucking game you want to play. Speaking of... Number 4, it takes the latter half of your adolescent years for Call of Duty to install. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, you're taking down the internet for the whole fucking apartment complex. Could you please get off? I mean, Jesus Christ. Listen, man, I'm just saying it's not that good. Number 5, remasters of remasters of... Half my fucking shelf is remasters. You know, God fucking forbid the industry come up with...
All right, let me take a look at my Switch library. I'm not gonna look at my Steam library because I don't want to fucking brick my stream. So... So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's I count that as a remaster, enhanced port. Oh yeah, I literally just have Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and the Switch version of 3D World is infinitely better than the Wii U version. So yeah, there's that. That's practically the only like remaster I have in my Switch library aside from Mario Kart 8. And even then, Bowser's Fury, ScurvyRum tour when, bitch boy, never. But basically, Bowser's Fury, whole new game, included in an amazing remake. Or an enhanced port, I should say.
With a new idea. Reboot this, reboot that, reboot my foot up my own ass and charge me $70. The Last of Us was originally released to critical acclaim, and then re-released 1 year later to critical acclaim, and then re-released again in 2022 with a shiny new title, and the critics finally shat on it. Just kidding, it released to critical acclaim. Don't get me wrong, I shotgun hot cold cans of member berries just as much as the next aging depressed Tumblr fan, but we all roll over like a happy fucking puppy when we learn publishers want to charge us again for the same fucking game. There's never been one single re-release with bad reception.
Monkey Ball 1 and 2 has actually been pretty good. Or at least that remake of it. Also, these 4 games suck ass. I don't know what this one even is, but I know this one sucked. This one sucked, and oh god, don't get me started on this one.
Except for all of these titles. And even then, they become the definitive way to play those games. And in some cases, ruining the original artistry of the work itself. It's beyond cynical, but honestly kinda funny that 343 slapped what was basically a fan mod texture pack on one of the most beloved video games of all time, and boxed it up with its own artwork that looks like it was copied from some 240p Xbox 720.
Oh my god. Ah, man, that's a funny video right there. Just go watch that one too.
The console concept design YouTube video, and patted themselves on the back and said, holy shit, we are so fucking awesome that we're gonna focus on every single wrong key area possible and shit all over the goodwill of the most patient fan base in existence in perpetuity. Games like the Master Chief Collection and ironically the new Last of Us Part 1 PC port should have been NBA Street Volume 2 style slam dunks where all they had to do was not screw it up. It took Master Chief Collection almost 5 years to be considered playable, and I'm sure The Last of Us Part 1 will go the route of the G 5 years.
Like a divorced stepdad, like a divorced dad who stopped drinking. Where does IGN get that verbiage from?
Years to be considered playable, and I'm sure The Last of Us Part 1 will go the route of the GTA trilogy, where marketing will claim the game is fixed with a huge patch even though it wasn't, and promptly abandoned since there's no battle pass. Now, I want to make something very clear. I want to play these old games. I want to be able to prove that I own a copy of a game from another generation and be able to play it. No questions asked. That's just a little tight butthole called backwards compatibility. What would simplify this mess? Emulate the game instead of porting it! Number 6. Why can't PlayStation and Nintendo realize their back catalog with quality emulation?
Yeah, this is something. Wait, no. Nintendo is not on the right track here. They have a lot, and I mean a lot of retro games that could easily fit onto the Nintendo Switch. Their whole back catalog and more could be fit onto the Nintendo fucking Switch. Don't get me started on that.
The Nintendo Entertainment System came out in 1983 and has about 720 games. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System came out in 1990 and has about 1,750 games.
Whoa.
The Sony PlayStation came out in 1995 and has about 3,060 games. The
What?
Nintendo 64 came out in 1996 and has about 390 games. One of them being Ocarina of Time, which Dylan won't shut the fuck up about and is mid at best. The PlayStation 2 came out in the sizzling year 2000 and has a whopping 4,379 games. The Nintendo GameCube came out in 2001 and has about 652 games. In total, that's roughly 10,900 games. How many of these games can you still play today? 1. I'm pretty sure Crash Bandicoot 2 works pretty good with an emulator. Sony and Nintendo both called me on the phone and said,
Shut the fuck up, you idiot! God, you're stupid! You don't even deserve to see color, you're so fucking stupid. The whole world should be in black and white.
Their words, not mine. The fact that Sony and Nintendo have so many IPs wasting away will never make sense to me. For the jaded audience like me, all I want is access to the games during the era you used to be cutting edge and exciting. Compared to today, everything is soft, rounded, safe, and monetized. Back in the day,
Yeah, I missed when things weren't so monetized, but I don't know. I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon.
MVs were weird and experimental, gameplay never had a single rule as to how it needed to be controlled, and creativity was at an all-time high. Now today's bastions of creativity live on the coked out boards of 4chan, or over-realized, overinflated, overly specific simulators launched on Kickstarter, such as Eyebrow Piercing and Butthole Enema Simulator.
What?
Number 7. All PlayStation games are C-tier AMC dramas.
Oh, don't get me started on that shit. God of War Ragnarok was not a good game. Well, or at least it didn't have a good story. Watch Synthetic Man's review on that. It sucks. Not the review, but the game, I don't know. It's just not God of War to me. 2018 was a fine shakeup. I didn't mind that. I thought that was pretty interesting. However, Ragnarok just seems to be uninspired and lazy.
You got games like God of War or Horizon Forbidden West sprinkled next to these AA roguelikes such as Returnal. That's Sony's entire modern library. Here's my point. A game doesn't have to be a cinematic masterpiece. There's other ways to keep a player engaged, but it can't be fun, according to this guy, and this guy. Sony games are cynically overproduced TV shows. And to illustrate that, I'll introduce you to Jeremy. Jeremy has seen some Marvel movies when he was a kid, won't shut up about Breaking Bad, and unironically watched some shows on the CW. Jeremy is going to play God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Forbidden West 5 times each because everyone on Reddit is discussing the lore of all the moments. He was too bored.
Oh, Reddit. God damn it, Reddit. I have a feeling Reddit is a big reason why gaming just fucking sucks right now. Oh man, I have to discuss everything in autistic detail.
Or to focus on. Jeremy also feels the obligation to join constructive Reddit threads about the merits of the $100 million video game. Jeremy also pretends to have always loved Spider-Man before buying the PS4 game. Jeremy has nothing to do with himself because he's alone and undriven. Jeremy has depression. Jeremy is going to rewatch.
I don't see a blacked.com logo anywhere there. He probably enjoys that shit too.
Watch Breaking Bad a few more times, and play God of War again. Jeremy has to move some installs off his secondary drive to the internal drive, and that's probably going to take an hour.
Oh no! Doing something a PC can do rather easily? Oh no! Oh no! I can't believe it! I actually have to do a little bit of work to get my game working a little bit better? Oh, shucks!
Jeremy figures he'll try a new video game like Pizza Tower, but it's unfamiliar to him. Jeremy can't sleep at night. Jeremy is going to play Horizon Forbidden West. Jeremy overeats. Jeremy got rejected by the girl at work. Jeremy is going to join a forum for Sony game fanfiction. Jeremy is insecure and—
Wait, what? I've seen this before, but I'm still just like, what? God Damn, that's... Hey, Sheffo, if you're listening, better add some PlayStation characters in your next fanfiction.
Feels like he's learned nothing in life. Jeremy is going to binge watch Better Call Saul. Jeremy is going to play The Last of Us Part 2. Jeremy is surprisingly still alive. Number 8. New original IPs are literally just Biomutant 5.5 out of 10. Start a game company and make a new IP. Know what you're gonna make? Biomutant. It's a halfway semi-decent creative idea that's too ambitious to fully flesh out in a satisfiable manner for any player, and everyone walks away full of empty calories and says, you can have...
That's something else, too, that I want to comment on real quick. It's like, there are some really interesting new IPs these days. I mentioned Crowsworn earlier. That looks really interesting. My biggest worry for that game is that it's going to turn out like this game that's on screen right now. And that I already forget the fucking title of it. I've been drinking a lot tonight.
Have pretty graphics, you can have smooth gameplay. But the second you prioritize those two things over an immersive and creative gameplay loop, your EA games challenge everything. This concept isn't new either. Crucify my dick, but Fable is a perfect example of this. The original Fable trilogy is exactly indicative of this phenomenon I'm talking about. Engaging visuals, smooth enough gameplay, and a continuing complicated case of bulimia. Those games had zero narrative worth paying attention to, zero gameplay addicting enough to engage with the world propped up with paint and plywood, and worst of all, Peter Molyneux marketed it!
Connecting people together and allowing them to tap on this massive cube. And I said, and I'm known for these things, I said there's something amazing in the side.
Number 9, Ubisoft. Everyone knows Ubisoft.
Oh, lordy. Fucking Ubisoft. Oh, man, they did some... Really, the only good game that they produced recently was the Mario plus Rabbids stuff. Both are on the Switch. That's all I gotta say. Anything else that isn't Mario plus Rabbids is awful. Unless they make a new Rayman game. An actual new Rayman game. I hope they do that soon. I hope Sparks of Hope was able to tell people that, hey, Rayman still exists.
Ubisoft games are checklists. They're the embodiment of fetch quests and guilt through progress bar. Ubisoft ruined gaming! They sucked all the fun out, level gated everything, calling it a fucking RPG, and turned gaming from something exciting, challenging.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed should have never been have any RPG elements. I don't understand why they did that. I'm not sure what game they did that with. But if they want the series to continue doing well, they gotta remove it. Oh, and also, anything from Far Cry After 3 sucks ass.
Challenging and inspirational into something so rounded, basic, and comfortable that it wouldn't be surprising if the next Assassin's Creed game came with a $5 McDonald's coupon.
That's the thing. AAA games are literally goy slop. It's goytainment. It's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something, just satiates you. Wouldn't you rather play something that not only just satiates you, but also gives you a greater sense of, like, fun?
Ubisoft Plus is an extremely appropriate move for the company, acting as yet another layer of obligation for these depressed and unfulfilled cubicle water bags with wives who hate them to distract themselves from the fact that the child they had didn't fix their broken spirit. Bust out the wiki and walkthrough, John. It's time to 100% the game before your wife burns your dinner. Here's a list of things you can buy with that money instead. An artisanal sandwich. 15 things at the dollar store. A second phone line to hide the fact that you're cheating on your wife for burning your fucking dinner! Get access to all the upcoming Ubisoft games on day one, including their back catalog. $14.99.
Bro, they don't even have Rayman. Oh wait, they do have Rayman Legends. I was about to say they don't have Rayman Legends. Yeah, that was probably aside from the Mario plus Rabbids stuff. Oh yeah, the South Park stuff too. why didn't I mention Fractured Butthole earlier? I don't know what it is with South Park, but Ubisoft actually is able to make some good South Park games. I'm cautiously optimistic about Snow Day. But I hope it's gonna be good. I hope that they get the game gets an enhanced trailer sometime soon. That would be pretty nice. Because the game looks a little rough right now, but it's a trailer, so it's a little bit forgivable. The gameplay looks fun enough, so here's hoping they don't fuck it up. Let's see.
A month. Okay, let's think about what kind of value that money adds to your life. Every service has to have a value add, right? Okay, what's the last great video game you played? Truly great. I'm willing to bet that whatever game it was cracked 90 on Metacritic.
Last truly great game that I played. I mean, I played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe yesterday, and I'm gonna be playing Strive later tonight.
How many games do you think Ubisoft released that cracked 90 on Metacritic in the last 10 years? Go ahead. I'll give you some time to guess. I'll give you a hint. It's one syllable. All right. The answer is actually 9 games. So if we divide that by 1 every year, we get almost a great game every year. Oh, just kidding. The answer is actually 3. So you're paying $15 a month and you don't even get a coin flip's chance to play a great game that year? Wow. Oh, just kidding. I lied. The answer is 1. 1 fucking game. And it was almost exactly 10 years ago.
Yes. If we were talking about purely from Ubisoft and not any interference from Nintendo, Rayman Legends would be correct. Holy shit! Wonder if that game's on Steam. I'm probably gonna fucking buy the game after tonight.
Go Rayman Legends, great game. Love this game. More people should have played it. Maybe I should subscribe to Ubisoft. Yelling aside, that's basically 0 great games a decade. In case you're a high school dropout, subscribe to Ubisoft Plus playing number 10, Far Cry a Billion. Far Cry 6 is the equivalent of those web apps that show your percentage progression through their curated onboarding tutorials, you know? And once you're done, fuck it, I don't know, here's some shit that's been around since Just Cause 2. Everyone on Reddit and Google Plus and Vote knows that Ubisoft released Far Cry 3 and said, oh, fuck yeah! And then kept releasing the exact same game for over 10 years. Here's what you get in Far Cry 3. Constant, shitty random encounters, brain-dead AI, an incomprehensible dog shit mess of a story, the bottom...
I mean, I don't know, Far Cry 3's story was actually kind of interesting. Mainly had to do with the antagonist of the game, and also the fact that the voice acting of that antagonist was fucking stellar.
Tier worst crafting mechanics known to game designers, horrible driving, horrible quests, a cop-out sandbox that everyone pretends is super engaging to mess around with because 3 guys recorded a few quote-unquote funny GIFs on Reddit, and a sincere lack of anyone that gave a single shit about getting it to market. Far Cry is a money printer that requires a lighting update once every 4 to 5 years. Blood Dragon might have been fun.
I remember when Far Cry 3 came out, and that was actually something special. Everything after that, I don't know, maybe aside from 4, just kind of sucked.
But I stopped caring while I was writing this sentence. Number 11, Valve, where the fuck are you? Or, where are you? Valve is legendary.
Where's Team Fortress 3? That's all I gotta ask.
They've released some of the most influential and critically acclaimed games ever made, and basically lowered...
Oh, I forgot to add this. This is actually one of the few good modern Actman videos. It was about Valve. Like, they're so focused on the money machine that is Steam that they're not really developing their own games. Like, it's not a Mario Wonder situation where there's multiple people involved and it took them a while to actually make the game. Like, Valve is just lazy.
The barrier of entry for PC gaming as a whole. Steam changed PC gaming. It unified all their products, mods, and their...
El Sheffo says, I don't like any Valve games. I liked Team Fortress 2 for a while. The same with Dota 2. With Dota 2, I just don't really have the time to play a MOBA anymore.
community. They pumped that storefront out, released a bunch of hats, created entire economies, and became the first program any PC gamer installs when their shiny new parts, pre-built tower, and gaming laptop arrived in the mail. A comfy portal rivaling that of the Blade era of the Xbox 360 dashboard. Oh yeah. Half-Life released in holiday 1998 after forming just 2 years prior by future Chungaloid Gabe Newell and Mike Harrington. It used a tantalizing cocktail of in-house code and the engines for both Quake 1 and Quake 2. It blew gamers' minds and gave them all orgasms. It's still a joy to play to this day because of how immersive it actually is, and holds up very well in general presentation. With passion, drive, and a lack of sleep, all before everyone cracked down on crunch culture, originating from people who actually gave a shit about the games they developed, like Bungie creating Halo, Valve created a masterpiece that holds up today. A few ports even released to the Dreamcast and PS2 as well. This is where Valve started, and games like this from new studios just don't happen anymore. What was the last good brand new IP from a freshly formed studio? Experiment 101 and Biomutant? Do we have to go over that point again? Biomutant 5.5 out of 10. After Half-Life, Valve just put out bangers. Expansions, commercial packages of legendary fan-made mods, a new physics engine that's totally not a big deal, didn't fucking change the rules of the industry or anything, a 10 out of 10 sequel that's sadly left without its own 10 out of 10 sequel, but the fanfic community gets a solid C+, a puzzle game with a cute cube that has probably one of the most sleeper songs during the credit scene that I'm pretty sure no one except me has heard of. Trust me, you wouldn't be into it. This was a triumph. The Hat Economy game, the world's best zombie horde game, second only to Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood.
Oh, Back 4 Blood. That I was looking forward to that. I was actually looking forward to Back 4 Blood, but then it sucked. I heard that it sucked. I'm not gonna play that shit. Hold on. I will be right back. Just gotta head to the little Clementine's room again. We're almost done. We got like about 12 more minutes.
Little eyes, stunning shows, people buy money clothes. It just works, it just works. It just works, it just works. It just works, it just works, it just works, it just works. So, who's laughing now?
Please welcome the game director of Bethesda Game Studios, Todd Howard.
Watch this, a news release. The legendary series you missed for years comes back, get ready for some action. Get a couple bucks in here, smoke scripts right there. The fans fix it anyway, so we don't care. They'll patch it through microtransactions. So enjoy your pretty nylon bag. Oh, and boy, stop shitting on our swag. You're not getting any money back. You knew this was a one-way wacky track. Dish it up and have your nylon bag. Coming up with it was real drag. Overseas was trick that you won't take, so you're not getting your money back. It just works, it'll last stunning shows people buy money.
Back to the video. It just works, little eye stunning show. Back to the video.
Really, honestly, is the best horde video game.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, clear. It's got better graphics. It's got like, you can.
Stolichnaya. Oh my god, he's drunk, just like me.
It has like modern technologies.
I'm gonna bomb this apartment.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
No, Back 4 Blood is better than Left 4 Dead.
You're bullshitting.
Shut the fuck
I can't.
No, the cards, they're like visually appealing.
Shut the fuck
No, of Legends as informed
is better than Left 4 Dead.
Kill yourself.
League of Legends, but better than League of Legends, as informed by people I talk to who sometimes played League of Legends back in 2014. And a bunch of other cool, awesome shit that's industry leading, like Half-Life Alyx. Wait, are you serious? A bunch of this shit is VR tech demos. How the fuck was there a 6-year gap between this and Are you serious? Valve, where the fuck are you? Sure, you've got the Steam Deck and you fumbled drunkenly back when you-
Oh, the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck with its exploding battery. No, the Steam Deck is not a W. The Steam Deck is not a W.
You release the Steam machines, but no other game developer has such a solid and consistent community excitedly modding your games, making memes, or whatever, except for maybe Bethesda, but they just ended up yelling at the Fallout engine until it agreed to try to be a live service. If Valve made an RPG, any at all, and put it on Source, it'd smack everyone in the balls. Get those fucking puzzle dudes to create new concepts for exciting, new, and engaging mechanics. Valve is the closest thing we have to some kind of open source game developer. If they put out anything at all, maybe the conversation would shift away from companies like Ubisoft or Activision or number 12, EA squandered EA Sports. EA sells sports games. If it's got a turf, or a court, or a field, EA's got a game for it. Most of these games are released yearly with game-breaking bugs, broken cloud integrations that completely wipe multiplayer season progress, and the battle pass to end all battle passes, Ultimate Team. It's a loot box game mode. What's a loot box? A loot box is a slot machine. That's it. You pay money, you play the slots. Every video game actually...
Yeah, look, if the game isn't completely free to play from the start, there is no justification for loot boxes.
Actually had them for about 3 years until some people bitched about CSGO and Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's a racket to take advantage of the potential gambling addicts in the previously untapped market of literal fucking children. You put money in, you get athletes with different ratings. Make your own team with those athletes, I don't know, call it an ultimate team. You pay lots of money, get dispensed mostly shit until you finally get a diamond, and still get stomped, stacking your team against people on...
For Ultimate Team, it just works. It's a perfect money machine.
Line because no amount of stats is gonna hide the fact that the only word in your vocabulary is bruh. Before all of this Ultimate Team loot box chicanery, there existed experimentation, excitement, and fun under an actual EA label. And that label was EA Sports. Big. NFL Street, SSX, NBA Street, FIFA Street. These games really made you feel like you were Batman. These games totally captured the spirit of extreme sports at the time. The X Games were everywhere, and Doritos were going apeshit with all their flavors, so EA put out a snowboarding game where you can flip your character in every direction, jump off painted metal ramps, and unrealistically grind on a chain link fence. SSX was very well reviewed, so they capitalized on that with a little remix, but let's just go ahead and call it a sequel. SSX Tricky. This game was bonkers. There was no limit to what could be described as a trick. Hands, feet, and law-defying physics were everywhere, all while the game blasts run DMCs.
Come on, EA. You could do so much better than you are now. Look at this.
It's tricky. The insanity doesn't end. There's a DJ that's scratching records and announcing your tricks. You're doing the worm or turning into a helicopter. And this game was fucking hard. AI is aggressive and fast. Learn those shortcuts because you're gonna need them. Also, be prepared to restart the motherfucking trick events until you actually land that triple rodeo Uber trick while nabbing the goddamn ×5 multiplier. SSX3 is objectively better though. Seamless snowboarding mountaineering from Peak 3 to Peak 1 with DJ Atomica was dope as fuck. NFL Street was the other game I played a lot as a kid. I loved football and NFL Street loved me. It was a fast-paced and wonderfully exaggeratingly animated version of the sport, and it was easy to pick up and play. The game was unfairly challenging towards the end of the career mode since it relies so heavily on in-game stats, but that just made it more fun to fully max out a character in the way you intended. The outfits are a complete joke, but exaggeration was key here.
Remember when sports games were actually games and not just, oh, we're trying to replicate the NFL here? Now, don't get me wrong. I think there is a place for that in games, but look at this shit.
Your characters jump up.
This belongs in the game industry too. Look at the Mario sports series. Those do well.
1 million goddamn feet in the air to catch a ball. Every movement is definitely big. Play this game with your friends and every play is going to be a screaming match. Games need to be as intense as this these days, and they just aren't. And as far as I'm concerned, NBA Street holds the crown of being the only sports game in the world to make chain counters fun. It's basketball, but with all these little moves that consume turbo and add to a meter called the Game Breaker. Score a bunch of moves back to back before making a sick dunk? Your opponent is going to shit a brick, because they are fucked. The Game Breaker makes you OP as hell for one play, and can take points away from your opponent while you score some. Buffoonery that does not exist in modern gaming. Scoring points has never
Everything has to be balanced, guys.
been as fun as in these EA Sports big games. The overall presentation and feel of these games is still downright exhilarating. While they are not in contention for being the best competitive games in the world, you could argue that their nature of being easy to pick up and relatively easy to master was what sold the entire experience. Speaking of which, number 13, not enough easy to pick up, easy to master games.
That's something too. Ease of pickup is important, but not every game needs to be so fucking hard to master. Like, if you're not the type of gamer who has all the time in the fucking world to play, a game that is easy to pick up and easy to master is great. But we don't see that anymore.
Thanks to the fact that every game these days is connected to the fucking internet, tryhards are always finding new and innovative ways to measure their dicks. Every game is competitive, which means if you want to master a game, good luck mastering that game against the millions of players trying to master the game. The skill distribution is literally a bell curve. So if you want to be really good, chances are you never will be. But
that's something else too. If you put in a little bit of time and effort in Mario Kart, that's easy to pick up and pretty easy to master. Let's be real. The community makes it a little bit harder than it needs to be. It's fucking Mario Kart after all. You just need to know a decent kart combination, and you also need to know how the items work, and how the tracks are laid out, and you're set. That's about it. But these days, everything needs to have a meta and an optimization. I don't know, it just makes it so much harder to get into a game.
But if you go back in time to play something like SSX3, you never had that constant element of the skill ceiling changing on you. The AI or game was hard-coded, and you could breach their ability definitively. I would 100% put money on the fact that gamers today are way more insecure about their gamer abilities than they were 20 years ago. Gone, I
That's true as well.
say gone are the days of trying to impress other awkward people by proclaiming you're a epic gamer. Now everyone just plays Fortnite on their phones while watching GTA 5 roleplay streams in the background. Get up, Joshua, dinner was ready 40 minutes ago. Also, your dad found out about your progress report, so start crying. Hydro Thunder Hurricane, Crash Team Racing, all those Nintendo platformers, Spyro the Dragon, Halo campaigns, rhythm games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Spend enough time in these games and you almost certainly would become very good. You might not top the leaderboards on speedrun.com, but you almost always reached a sense of nirvana playing a game efficiently with great mechanics and
That's true as well. Nobody wants to fucking think about games like that. You should eventually be at a place of nirvana. That's how I feel with Mario Kart. We have a few comments from Shinobi-wan here that I'd like to read. I remember a great PS1 sports game, Blood Bowl. Shit, that's a board game too, by Games Workshop. It's a good one too. You got good taste, Shinobi-wan. At some point, you whip out a chainsaw and turn your opponent into soup, then field the goal. The first Gran Turismo game required you to gain license to play the game. I was like 8 trying to get a driving license. That's Japanese game design for you, my guy, because isn't Gran Turismo developed by Konami? You know, the people who make Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm not sure. You might have to fact check me on that.
the trance-like state. Those tricks in SSX that you land that just net you the 3 question marks? Man, that's a good feeling. Do you get the same feeling playing Modern Warfare 2 Search and Destroy? No! Who cares if you're slightly better than a 7th grader? Indie games may scratch this itch, but I got a bone to pick with them. Number 14. Every indie game is a color-blocked, low-poly roguelike.
Yes. Why? That's my problem with indie games too, as well as the wokeness. Why is almost every indie game a color-blocked, low-poly roguelike? I think the last fun time I had with an indie game. I'm not talking about replays here. The last indie game I replayed was a Medieval. Great game, by the way. Check it out and play it. It's like Quake, but the quad damage is, you accumulate it through a bar and you press right click and then you do quad damage. It's really cool. But oh man, every indie game has to be like Undertale, has to be like Celeste, it has to be woke.
Too many indie games are roguelites and have a pastel color block aesthetic and are low poly solely for the sake of nostalgia. That's it, that's the point. Number 15, all games are still made for PS2. I don't have a lot to say about this category, but console generations are too long. The one that felt the longest was the gap between the Xbox 360 and the PS3 jumping to the Xbox One and PS4. Truth be told, gaming still felt pretty shitty to play on console during that period. That was the
Because PC was just infinitely better. I knew this when I was like 13 in that generation.
best era to be a PC gamer, so you could brag to your friends that you have things like a high refresh rate monitor and a liquid CPU cooler that you won't maintain at all. Gaming on consoles got a huge quality of life improvement with this latest generation of series consoles and the PS5, but most games are still developed with the previous generation in mind. Game makers are constantly sacrificing cutting-edge technology for people stuck in the past, and granted, it may be a difficult situation to get out of, but I don't care. Innovation is important, damn it. Number 16, digital sales are complete bullshit. Digital sales?
Oh god, don't get me started on this. When it comes to digital sales, that should be it. You should own the game like you would a physical one. But that's not how things work, for some reason.
Ruined physical sales. Most of the time when you buy a console game, there's nothing on that disc other than a license and the uncaring Blu-ray letters staring back at your worthless fat face.
Oh, for number 14, from Shinobi1. Answer to 14, because of the game creation system they're using. No one has the time to make their own engine. It's best to use something already made quicker. So I guess it's like Unity or Crytek, I guess? Like those engines? Or Unreal? But even then, it's like, with a lot of the pixel slop that's coming out of indie devs, I don't think that's from like any of those engines. A lot of those are from like 3D stuff.
Buy a game digitally. Great! You'll get to play it forever, right? Oh, wait. To keep this point short, you should be able to buy a license for something and use it indefinitely. Relying on cloud servers to stay online forever for me to download the game at my will 20 years from now is obviously retarded, because one day the servers will be gone, so that's why I opt to buy the physical games. So imagine my frustration when these motherfuckers just put key codes in the box and call it a day.
Bro, what?
Nailed it. My Xbox discs will be worthless one day since all they're good for is a digital license, or maybe a broken pre-alpha version of Cyberpunk 2077 burned to them or some shit like that. Number 17, everything is a Discord bot. Fuck Discord. The UI sucks, the notification.
The thing is, when it comes to Discord, it's kind of the best we got. Any other alternative just sucks ass. I've used other alternatives. I hear good praises from Gilded. So, I don't know much about Gilded. I hear it's good. I don't know. I really don't know.
Are fucking annoying. Every server has like a billion asinine rules. Everyone on there is terminally online and doesn't know what the concept of having a life or grass is. And every server has that one channel where all it does is spew out bot-generated garbage that exactly 0% of people care about, but one moderator enabled the bot because they thought it would be cool. Get off Discord. Let's all go back to Skype and...
Oh, hell no. I don't want to go back to fucking Skype.
Number 18. Thanks to the fucking internet, gaming is now a job. You need...
Mike, yes. Video games feel like a fucking job. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe doesn't feel like a job, because I could play a non-meta combo and still get first place because I know how the tracks play in autistic detail and how the items work. I know I'm sounding a little crazy right now, but it's because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a good game. I don't know what else to say. Bitch! I'm kidding. I'm like very drunk right now, just to let y'all know.
To keep up on multiplayer meta, balance changes.
But everything else, how even Guilty Gear, like, Guilty Gear is victim of this as well. It's like, you gotta be fucking amazing at the game if you want to get to Celestial. And people have told me, oh, Celestial's so easy to get to. Not for me, because I don't play every fucking day. I got a life. I got grad school shit to worry about. I got Mario Kart to play.
Game sales, milsim Discord clans, DLC, what games are functional and which are completely broken and which platform that's applicable to, grinding battle passes, moving games around your drives because these companies turned you into your own personal fucking librarian for their uncompressed.
What in the actual fuck? 35 gigabytes of uncompressed audio? My God. Most people aren't meant to be librarians. Scurvy is meant to be a librarian. That's why I'm going to grad school. I want to be a librarian. However, most normies aren't fit for the profession. It's not an easy thing to get into. And the fact that 35 gigabytes of uncompressed audio. What the fuck?
Audio files and fan-made wiki instructions on how to play these obtuse, janky games made in Unity with poorly made or zero tutorials. Gaming is not fun.
I have no idea. Are you winning, son? I have no idea.
It's an obligation.
It's maintaining broken relationships with people on Discord who have BPD,
So you have someone to play chivalry with once every 2 months. It's grinding out a battle pass because developers paywall satisfying multiplayer progression. It's staring at your own library for 30 minutes, unable to decide what to play next, installing, uninstalling, and moving games from drive to drive. It's a transparent memory of something that was exciting. It's cynical. It's the opposite of fun.
Oh, wait.
It's over.
Yep, that's kind of what it feels like. Gaming's just over. Allow me, I'll just take one more break. I'm not sure if there's going to be an after show. I don't think there's going to be one. The stream's kind of been going on for long enough, and Chronic's online right now. So, I will be right back for one more music break. Then we'll get to the regular cancellation of Starfield / Bethesda.
It just works. It just works. It just works. Overpriced open words and it's right. Take my word. It just works. It just works. It just works. It just works.
Cutting edge as far as I can tell. The creation engine changed it very well. We're not planning on doing anything about it. Skyrim's a limit, don't deny it. See this mountain, you can buy it. In the DLC for the price of a real mountain. What's wrong with a train in place of your head? Come on, believe me, you see nothing yet. The battle spaceship with the dragon animation will become a new sensation on the internet. Just shut up, give us your every dime. Buying an armor horse, not a crime. Adios, can the shadow mirror last over Skyrim one more time.
It just works, it just works. Little lies stunning shows people buy money flows. It just works. It just works, it just works. Overpriced open worlds and it's right. Take my word. It just works. It just works. It just works.
Okie dokie. I am back. notification. Okay. So, now let's move on to our regular cancellation. That's the thing. The Matt Walsh Show has a new cancellation jingle, so, I gotta come up with a new one. Canceled motherfucker. That's something like that. I'll come up with something in time. I don't know. So, it's Starfield / Bethesda. Wouldn't you know? Oh, man. Wouldn't you know? Starfield has a lot of the problems of modern AAA gaming. If you weren't paying attention to the stream tonight, you might be a little bit confused as to why the cancellation is so short. And don't worry, I'm not ending the stream right now. But literally, if you weren't listening to the song from earlier, this game is literally everything the song talks about. And literally everything of these, what's wrong with modern gaming videos encompasses. Starfield represents all of it. On top of adding all the woke shit. Alright, and speaking of Starfield. Alright, wrong tab. So, I actually want to talk about the pronoun stuff real quick that Az brought up. Which in reality, it's more of a, him talking about the cherry on top of the shit sundae that is AAA gaming.
Man has opinion about video game. Internet goes absolutely nuclear crazy about opinion on video game. Is this actually about opinion on video game? No, this has nothing to do with opinion on video game. This has everything to do with going after the far left sacred cow of gender ideology. Aberface, this Friday just gone, we had the early access release for Starfield. Some people are loving it. Some people not so much.
And there's a lot more people who aren't liking Starfield compared to those who do.
After 25 hours or so into the game, I'm struggling. I'll just be completely honest. When you're in a built-up area, some of it graphically can look very nice indeed. The gameplay is solid enough when you're actually doing something, but that's half the problem. I've found the explorative nature of this game exceedingly dull and boring. I've found the characters not remotely engaging, and the dialogue has a lot to be desired.
As long as the credits keep rolling in, life...
Bro, what the fuck is that dialogue? As long as the credits keep rolling in, life's good.
But having an opinion on the internet, well, heaven forbid anyone have one of those. But this video isn't about that. I'm not going to treat you like you don't know what is actually going on. Towards the beginning of the game, the character creation, we were greeted with a pronoun option. So very current day of Bethesda, because it appears at some point during the last couple of years, Pete Hines seems to have forgotten what gender he is. Never mind. So I went on a little bit of a rant to my streaming audience because
So, allow me to give you the context of this rant. Basically, the pronouns was just kind of the last, the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, on a game that was already, pretty boring and uninteresting.
I was unhappy with the fact that in every aspect of our entertainment today, we seem to be pulled out because the people creating it are more concerned with inserting current day into absolutely everything. Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my god, just think of this world, just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns!
That's the thing. Immersion in AAA games, it's something else. It's not immersion, it's indoctrination. If it was actually immersion, the character that was a quote-unquote clone of a man, I'm a clone of a man, totally not a representation of transgenderism, that would be a different, something different. It's like, if this was actually something creative, it would be like, I am a synthetic humanoid who has the personality of that commander, of that person who's long gone, in order to live out his legacy. I just came up with an instantly more creative concept than Bethesda. Holy shit.
Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring! We can't see past our own fucking reflection! That's the level of our narcissism here at Bethesda Western Game Company! Fuck your immersion! Fuck you having a good time! Fuck you falling into a world and just getting lost! No, no, no! Current fucking day! You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! You are a one-hived mind twat waffle! That's all you fucking are!
Yeah, Bethesda is a bunch of fucking, twat waffles.
And you wonder why people are getting so fucking sick! And tired! You take everything we love, all our immersions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything! Every single solitary fucking thing! Now, I edited that down a little bit because of brevity. There were some pauses that I took out, but this was tweeted out by Hassan Piker.
So basically, I'm not going to play the rest of this video. It's a good video. Don't get me wrong. I want you guys to watch it, give it a like. However, for the sake of brevity, I don't really feel like getting into the entire situation here. I already went over it in the beginning of this stream. However, now that we actually have the words coming from the guy's mouth now, instead of just, oh, the Twitter, my Twitter. Basically, I see a guy who is tired of all the bullshit of current generation video games. I've experienced this myself. I haven't gone on a multi-hour-long tirade about how they butchered my boy Bridget in Guilty Gear. I may do that soon. I don't know. This isn't a teaser for anything. This is just something I'm just kind of saying here. But how even the Japanese developers are starting to get a little woke. It's insufferable. But honestly, if devs really just have to learn about what their customer base wants. It's not that hard. It really isn't. I don't know how else to describe it, but well, Starfield. Let's get back to the article page here. Starfield here is canceled. Why? Mainly for the fact that it is uninspired, woke garbage with boring gameplay and a shitty engine. Alrighty. There's not going to be an after show tonight, unfortunately. Chronic's Live, I kind of want to get to that. So, thanks for watching, everyone. And I'll see y'all next